For more than 200 years, the bar has been played through the streets of the Royal Borough of Kirkwall in Orkney. Every Christmas and New Year's Day, the men from the upper part of the town meet the men from the lower end. Up the gates versus down the gates. Uppies and Doonies. The layout of this old Norse town, with its narrow winding streets and lanes, puts a distinctive stamp on the pattern of play and makes the game exciting and unpredictable. The scrum of well over 100 men can find its way into all manner of places: gardens, closes, alleyways. It's even been known to go through people's homes. One of the distinctive features of the game is that there are no rules. The aim is simply to take the bar to one's own goal. For the Uppies, this is the site of an old castle about a quarter of a mile above the Market Cross, where the game is started. Once the bar is touched against the wall, the game is over. Local belief had it that an Uppie win brought good crops in the coming year. About the same distance from the cathedral, at the lower end of the town, is the Doonies' goal. They must take the bar to the harbour and plunge it in the sea. Traditionally, a win for the down the gates means good fishing.
We had a chap here at one time, or not we, but my ancestors had a chap here in Kirkwall who was a proper tyrant, and they called him the Tusker, because unlike me, he had very protruding teeth in the front. And he had got so bad that in the end they drove him out of Kirkwall, and he went to Scapa Pier, got a boat, rowed across the Grots, which was not unusual in that days, got a horse, and he was going to ride down to safety somewhere, I suppose England. And there was a young Kirkwallian said, "I'll follow him, and I'll never rest until I kill him. And to prove that I killed him, I'll take his head back." So off he went. And he did the same, got his horse, rode down, caught up with him in Perth, killed him, chopped his head off, hung it in a saddle. He rode all the way back to Grots. But while riding, of course, this teeth had been digging into his leg, and he was beginning to feel a bit sick. However, he got back to Kirkwall, and it happened to be on New Year's or Christmas Day, I'm not quite sure. But one of these days, anyhow, and a big crowd was gathered at the Market Cross, where we throw the bar up now, and he staggered in, threw the head down, dropped dead because of the poison that came out of the Tusker's teeth. And the people were that angry, they start kicking the bar one way and the other way. So that could maybe been one of the origins of the bar. To me, I think it's rather a good story, because it's the Kirkwallians that I know would all like to have done that, I'm sure.
When he was a shoemaker, it was natural that Jimmy Harrison assumed the task of making the specially crafted, cork-filled leather bars.
We found that immediately after the war that there were nobody left that really had the knowledge or the craft to do it. And we were dependent very much on second-hand bars being handed back. We knew that in the future this couldn't go on. Unfortunately, Mr. Costy, who I consider the best bar makers in Orkney, incidentally, they were shoemakers. And with this in mind, I thought I would get a copy of their bar and try and make one to their standard. Unfortunately, I don't think I ever reached that standard, but we got quite near it. And so finally, I got something that I could throw up in the Broad Street without being sort of made to immigrate.
Bar making skills have continued to flourish, and this year, as always, the much coveted trophies are displayed in local shops in the week prior to the game. One bar for the men and a smaller one for the boys.
I started playing the first boys band in 1928. I was 5-year-old then, not very big. And I played right on till the war. Missed the victory bars. And then, I'm still trying to play now, but by my best. I don't think I could ever stay out of it. The only way would be to leave the island for Christmas or New Year, I think. Well, the boys' bar I won in 1936 was the longest boys' bar on record, being thrown up at 10 o'clock and finished in the harbour at 1:15.
Oh, it's the last lap for me anyway, I'll tell you that.
Is it?
Oh,
Are
no
you going to be finished? Retiring?
Retire,
Well, we
yeah.
did get one up for you to retire with it.
As New Year's Day approaches, Uppies and Doonies speculate on current form and relive epic struggles of the past. Bar fever takes hold.
How far is it if it goes down Post Office Lane? Between the difference between there and the harbour and there in the corner, I'm sure.
Well, it's again same as the Doonies.
By quite a bit, it must be.
But you had to stop this fighting in Broad Street.
There's one thing, especially of the boys, massive. Some of the lads who are living up the street who push down are getting boys who don't play at all involved in the band, so come and push with us as well. You see, before, basically, anybody who stayed up the street pulled it back up, and anybody down the street took it down. So automatically you stayed there, you went that way. But nowadays there's a lot of Doonies up the street.
I think that the whole context of the whole game is different than any other sport. It's only played twice a year for a start, Christmas Day and a New Year's Day, where everybody else is on a day off or enjoying their Christmas and New Year's dinner, where we're down the street fighting.
It's a be all and end all at this time of year. Because we were brought up with it for years. My family was just steeped in it, and nothing else matters really except the bar and Christmas Day and New Year's Day.
In the past 4 years, not a single bar has found its way into the home of an Uppie. That's a run of 8 successive victories for the Doonies.
We're getting a bit frustrated now, and we're thinking we'll have to, really get the grips with it and try and sort it out, because it's, we've a lot of players that's looking for bars. It's been playing a long time. Where the Doonies, they're giving their bars to younger players now, because all their older players, their good players, have won their bars, and they begin to give younger players. Where we've got on our side a lot of good older players that's beginning to get by their best, and they're deserving a ball, So we'd like to get 1 or 2 up.
Have you got any kind of specific plan for this Thursday?
Yeah, beat hell out of the Doonies.
New Year's Eve and the shopkeepers and householders of Kirkwall put up the barricades. Many have already discovered that windows and doors are not built to withstand 10 tons of humanity. That's the weight of the scrum. But the general air is one of good-humoured acceptance.
There's a nuisance doing this every year.
Ah, it's a proper test.
You playing the game yourself?
No.
Why is that?
Oh, it's a bit rough for me.
What do you think of it as a game?
Oh, it's very traditional, very rough.
I come from Strumness and we don't have any of these sort of type of games there, It died. It used to have it years ago, but they brought too many windows and cost too much.
Hey, the council usually covers any damage, if there's any. No, we'd never suffered any damage from the bar. It doesn't always come along this street, it can go anywhere in the town.
Who do you think is going to win today?
I think I've got a good chance.
After the boys getting it down today again, that's just all the incentive we need it.
Butterflies, you know. Very excited. Get it every year, can't stop.
All a lot in the middle.
Which way is it going to go?
Don't tell anyone. We don't know, but it's going that way.
Oh, well, I've not played in the bar for a few years, but through ill health. But I would say the Uppies need to get the bar up this time.
I'm an Uppie, but I'm afraid she'll go down.
Oh, Doonies have got too much support.
The numbers, you see.
I'm neutral, so we'll just say that it'll go up. It'll go down.
Right now.
Come on, boys, we've got to go to right. Yes, that's it.
The game settles down to a solid, uncompromising start on Broad Street. The bar is held tight at the very centre of the scrum, neither side giving an inch. With no referee to regulate play, deadlock resolves itself. It looks to be one of those games when players and their supporters can expect a long, hard tussle.
Tired?
Yep.
What's it like in there just now?
Need your boot for your work? I'll get you a new pair.
Shite.
All right, fellas.
Is it a rough bar? Hellish. Of course it's hell.
You're going to stick with it then?
Yeah. No giving up yet. It's no in the water. Well done.
Oh, it's all right. Just wind it.
Have you just come out for a rest, Fred?
I'm not for a rest, I'm buggered, I think. Really buggered. Oh, hello, Happy New Year to you.
You?
Why is that?
Eh? They're too tough for me now.
You're not getting too old then?
I am getting too old and I know it now. Yeah.
Are you going to go back in?
Oh, I'll have to go back in. I'll have to see where it's gone and I'll go back in then.
It's unpredictable. You just don't know what's going to happen. Like the boys' bar the day, it was just a couple of minutes and gone. And the men's back will be exactly the same.
You won't be joining in though?
Oh, I'm not going to, no, I'm not going in the bar, not today. I've had me day.
Come on, Newton. You had your day, you bloody knacker. I'm an older man than you. And I'm gone yet.
Well, away you go. She's standing there waiting for you.
Sure, you had your day. Tell me why.
I'm doing time.
Who are you?
Behind the,
You're on borrowed time.
I'm turning 70. So
You're turning 70 and I'm 78.
Good for you.
How's it going, Brian?
Not too good at the moment, but we're just going to push it up now. Come on, lad! Come on! Come on, Uppies, we'll get over the hill yet! Come on! Come on, lad! Come on,
Pretty rough. Hell of a warm. A lot hotter than I've seen. Don't get there yet.
It's rougher than usual.
Well, New Year's Day's always a bit rougher, you know.
Come on, Anthony!
I saw you in there, Jimmy. You couldn't resist it in the end.
Oh no, the spirit's there. The body's not very fit, no, but the spirit's there, all right. Look out. Although you may think the game can't be played, it can. Because the persons that's holding it, they can move it from side to side and let the scrum go away from it. So it is rather important. There is a little play in that sense. And of course, you need to be pretty fit to last, you know, for this time. But even the fittest of people, they won't be able to stay in there for more than about an hour. You'll want a drink of water or a breather after that.
Boys, let's not go up here!
Are you an Uppie or a Dooney?
An Uppie!
Uppies, obviously.
Uppie for the last! It's coming with a push! An Uppie for the last 58 years!
You always push.
Always push for our wee lasses! Always push for our wee lasses!
Do you think you make a difference?
Oh, we did that! Right, good,
Oh, God almighty. You talk about women's wrestling. Boy.
Come on!
I was a councillor when I was still playing the bar right enough, and I remember a claim coming in from a cafe on Albert Street. Unfortunately, it was gone down that day, which is kind of against my way of playing. And we came up against this window in this particular cafe, and the barricades wasn't very good, and the windows was pretty old, and they gave very easily, and the glass went in, of course, and I happened to be quite near to it, and there was a cake stand standing inside the window with cakes and all in it. So I just picked it up and took it out and said, "Have a cake, boys." And we did get a claim for that window, and I met the gentleman who had made the claim and owned the cafe. I said, "Why didn't you charge us for the cakes as well?" You know, good mind to do that. Well, I said, "You're not going to charge it for my one because there were glass in my one."
What happened there, Dennis? Just about a breakaway. Some Doonies got a hold of it, but they got stopped before they got too far.
So where is it now?
It'll be stuck, just stuck in the lane here. It'll be stuck there for a while now.
How's the bar going at the moment?
Very rough, very rough, I can assure you.
As rough as you know it?
I think so, yeah. Actually, yes, yeah. Very. They'll survive, I think. Try your best, anyway.
Thanks a lot.
Right, just got a drink of water, no.
Very tired.
A wee bit tired, John, yeah. Not bad. Not too bad.
Been a great game.
It's been a very good game. Very hard. 3 o'clock, Doonies Bar.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock in the Broad Street, Doonies Bar. Never known the field.
It's not new to end, really.
On this occasion, the smuggle was foiled, and the bar is back where it started. But moves such as this can win games. One famous smuggle resulted in a last-minute reversal of fortunes, as Duncan Curry recalls.
Broke across the road here, rushed across, and this railings here, hard up against this railings, the whole scrum came out a bang. The ball was in control by the Doonies at this particular time. They head the ball over the top of this wire, trying to push it down the water. Still one or two Uppies having a desperate hold onto the ball, still fighting to get it. This I couldn't get into it, so the only hope then was to get onto the ground and crawl through the legs and get in underneath the legs, which I did. And this time the ball was coming in over the wire here, so I got down underneath, and as they pushed it to go into the water, put my hand out and I caught it and pulled it back and up my jersey with it, and then bent down, still crouched over the ball, got backed out, crawled out, and eventually got out to the outside of the scrum. And this time everybody's still intrigued to the ball going in the water and people jumping in the water. They weren't paying any attention to somebody coming out of the scrum at this particular time. So then I walked back across the road and up the street and up towards the Uppies goal.
And I said, well, I think the bar's over. My daughter says, well, what's that fella carrying? And this was Curry with the bar underneath his jersey and walking up the street. And she says, there's the bar, I'll bet you that's the bar. I says, yes, that's the bar. And she says, keep quiet, say nothing. I said, go down among the crowd there, I says, and tell them anything, tell them even at the bar, you can still see the bar in the water. And I says, I'm off. So I went along the harbour front and went over to where my car was parked, jumped in the car and made for the Uppies goal. And on the way I caught up with Curry and we both went to the corner and touched the ball, and that was that.
Come on, lads, leave the fairies on the top of the Christmas tree and push!
Shoot on, Uppies!
Come on, everyone, give us a shout! Come around the corner when you come in. Come on, everyone.
4 o'clock and it's just where it started. Absolutely. 3 hours hard play.
It's going up. If it stays on Broad Street as long as this, it's going up.
Well,
right, John.
You're not in your uniform today.
Do you think it'll move soon?
Well, it's just a question of determination. Who'll give in? Who won't give in?
I know the Uppies going to give in.
Well, I wouldn't think so.
match. It's only 10 past 4.
How long do you think it's going to go?
7 o'clock.
Well, half an hour, we're at home. And who's going to win?
Up, down the street. Down the street. Down the street, no problem.
The whole atmosphere, it's magic. Just something else, something different. Who's winning? We are. The Doonies were winning, I think. Farthest across, I can't see it. If we're below there, we're winning.
Well, we're back where we started, really, haven't we?
We are more or less, yeah. Come back again in about an hour and a half's time and then talk to me then.
And where will you be?
In the water, I hope.
Up. Definitely up. Definitely up.
Oh, you don't want to be standing here for hours, are you?
Oh no! I'd like to see it at Uppy.
Why is that?
Born Uppy. Hang in there, boys!
Let's go, push them. Boys, come on. Come on, Vinny. Push. Come on.
5 o'clock, and the bar has finally left the open spaces of Broad Street and entered the narrow confines of Albert Street, which leads ultimately to the harbour.
Come on!
So the Dooney ascendancy continues. But a second struggle now begins to select the individual player who will be awarded the bar, a once only honour. This can be every bit as fierce and partisan as the game itself.
In my playing days, it was usually given to the oldest man who had been a pretty good player over the time, and it was never questioned. I'm afraid that's altered a bit in the recent years, because it seems to be now that if no matter how old he is or how young he is, if he has the support, he seems to be able to get it. It seems to be devil take the hen, Mister, he would say.
Come on, Hart!
Unfortunately, it's a Doonies bar.
So who should get it?
Eh? Being Uppy, makes no difference.
Sandy Kildis.
Why is that?
Because I can't enough.
I have no opinions on a Doonies bar. Being an Uppy, I don't know.
Yeah.